Well, I don't know about all of y'all. I thought it's been a interesting week since the last time we saw Justin. And, before he gets all roulette on us with his background, I'm just going to say, dear people in the Twitterverse. Okay. When I say things like, how cheap is it that they couldn't go back and re-record it when they knew they fired 2 times? And you say, what do you expect them to redo everything? Like, they could have just done it live. Your response shouldn't be they're doing live shows again. They're doing live shows in the state of Florida on Fridays and Saturdays. Please enlighten me how that affects their Tuesday night show at all, because they're all right back there in Tampa. They could do it live, and then they won't make us all look stupid. So do not argue with me and then go, okay, bud, LOL. Like your serious argument is like they're doing live shows, so they can't do it live on Tuesday. They're doing live shows on Friday and Saturday. What does that have to do with Tuesday nights? Like, they wouldn't look like jackasses. I get it. The first time they fired him, and then the next, it was recorded, they fired him literally the night before. I get it, trying to get but this many weeks in advance, you could have just let those people enjoy the show they got to see, get more people to come back in and do it live last night.
True.
So that he's not right there and you don't look like a bunch of schmoos. So how about
schmucks?
If you're gonna argue with me,
let's use a Paulism, schmuck.
If you're gonna argue with me, kid, you have a better argument than they're doing live shows? What the fuck? This Friday and Saturday night stop them from doing live TV on Tuesday night. Last time I checked, Tuesday is, let's say Sunday, 3 days after they're done doing live stuff. 3, not 1, not 2, but the 3rd day, which means they're all back there at the Performance Center anyway, which means they could go there and redo it instead of looking like lazy pile. I hope Tony Khan turns around and starts doing what WCW did, just gives away all the endings anyways. They're pre-recording everything. I hope he pulls a Bischoff and just starts ruining everything. Because no offense, only 1 or 2 of their matches tonight are actually worth it in that 2 hours.
Yeah.
You get to see Gigi, though. Did you see that dress last night?
Delicious.
Did you? I mean, are you sure? Because if you didn't, for the benefit of those with flash photography, I know y'all can't see it that big, but zoom in on me right there.
Yeah.
That is all.
And speaking of gorgeous deliciousness, have you seen the last couple posts from Nikita Lyons? Which, by the way, quick fun fact: do you know she has 2 singles out and is starring in 2 music videos?
I'm just amazed that she tore her MCL and she was back 3 weeks later.
Well, I mean, not complete capacity. I mean, I'm
sure she's gonna be in some stupid match. I mean,
well, okay, yeah.
I'm happy she's back. I mean,
yeah.
I mean, obviously she's cleared the impact test, or they wouldn't have her back.
Yeah.
So she cleared all of that. But hey, I'm happy. Whatever. At least it's something. They were building her, and that's the only person they built that you could believe could take out Mandy and forever and ever. Amen. That's all I gotta say. I just wanted to say, let's not use stupid. One thing the Marine Corps taught me is I have more games than Milton Bradley, for one. And excuses are just like what you know. I'm gonna say what the end of that phrase is, and saying that they're doing live shows on Friday and Saturday nights is especially stinky, because it's not even an excuse. It's just stupid. I had to let that go. I just wasted 4 minutes and 24 seconds of your time. So carry on, good sir.
All right. So we're going to be a little all over the place because I literally compiled everything with snapshots on my iPhone. God bless technology, because I had to wash 25 cars in the last 3 days since, my detailer wanted to be a dick. And then, go to the gym. And here we are 30 minutes later after the gym. I took an AV bath and I got a whole bunch of randomness, which is good.
At least you don't have a bunch of hair to wash. I mean,
I have more hair on my face to wash than on the top of my head. And you can tell I'm lazy for this episode.
You have more hair to wash on your face than you've had on your head in years.
That's right.
I'm just saying.
And let me tell you, the heat does take a toll, because literally this looked like an afro before I actually, at least cleaned it up a little bit.
Man, you should watch some of the shows and first thing in the morning when I'm going to, it's just like, you just see me. It's like, why don't you look at the screen? Why? Because then I see it.
Yeah.
If I just talk like this and look like this.
So I want to start off with, I think is the most important thing. You know what? And I know you posted it, and I think maybe I posted it. Tim White, God bless that man. We were just, again, as you mentioned, we had just talked about those vignettes. And by the way, on the Peacock Network, there's your plug, top 50 moments. Actually,
Mr. White, that's not right.
Yeah. Yeah. You know what? And that man has given so much to WWE, especially his bar that's probably been revamped at least a dozen times. Yeah.
And if you noticed, everyone from current superstars, past superstars, NXT people, all talking about how gracious and how happy of a person he was whenever they did live events, and he escorted them to the live event.
Yeah.
And that's current guys too. I mean, he was still working with people.
Yeah.
Good on him. I like the meme with him and Andre at the pearly gates, because they loved each other. He left him as ranch, for Christ's sake.
And here is your random Tim White fact. His last match that he refereed was between Chris Jericho and Triple H at Hell in a Cell. And when they did the spot where Jericho threw Tim White through the door so they could get out of the Hell in a Cell, Tim White told Chris Jericho specifically, if you're going to throw me like you mean it. Same way Mae Young used to be when she told Bubba Ray,
hit me like a man.
If you're going to put me through a table, don't be a bitch. So
don't protect me.
Yeah. And of course that led to the shoulder injury, which led to the hilarious vignettes.
Yeah.
You know what, Tim White, God bless you for everything that you did. And honestly, I really do hope, if not the Hall of Fame, at least the do they still do the honorary wing, or the what do they call it? I don't remember the specific term. But I think Tim White, me personally, deserves Hall of Fame, not the honorary or whatever whatever. Yeah.
Him, right. Dave, and Earl. Hell, Brian.
Definitely.
Put all the Hebners in there together.
Yeah. Why not?
How long they were there. And good to see Brian.
And Kyoto.
Good to see Brian and Earl, though, working. Slammiversary, I believe it was. Good to see.
Yeah.
That's how Brian retired. So good on him for doing that. And I forgot one more thing before we move back to Tim White and Andre and the love that, he was on. Those two were like that. But by the way, God, I hate to say it, but everything we thought was right. And I'm pretty sure Joe Gacy confirmed it last night that the Gristled Young Veterans are now the dyad. Like, you had one of the greatest things going and you did up so bad, Vince, that they are now under Joe Gacy. By the way, he can kind of wrestle. It's like, and he can talk. Yeah. It's just the character is such a pile of garbage.
Which leads me into the next crazy.
But I just wanted to talk. I forgot it was wrote down there. Like, it's just. God bless you, Tim.
Speaking of factions,
and Dave Hebner, give him some credit too.
True. But speaking of factions, what the hell is Judgment Day doing on the main event card? And I'm not talking main event as in the main event of Raw or the main event of SmackDown, facing the Mysterios. Okay, I get it. Okay, Rhea Ripley, she is technically, it has been confirmed, she's out with in the concussion protocol. Totally get that. Pulled from the women's title match, replaced by Carmella, whatever, who cares? I'm not even excited about that. That's probably going to be a break. That's probably going to be a cigar break match for me at the pay-per-view. But, like, why do we go from Edge and leading this great faction, besides the fact that they want to do hocus pocus bullshit, to now we're on main event? Oh, that's right. That's right. It's the old man. I get it. It's the same reason as everything. It just, like, you had something that you could have.
All you had to do is not
had potential. And now you're just like,
was not put any hokey stupidness in it and Edge would
Oh,
still
yeah.
probably be there right now. Guess
Yeah.
what?
Oh.
You have Riddle. Riddle's facing now. Him and Seth are going forward. Now you have Riddle to play the big good guy going into everything.
Oh yeah.
Like there's actually chances to do that just to fill the gap because I'm pretty positive after what Cody did in Hell in a Cell, he'll be back sooner than a year.
Oh yeah, he'll push himself. Like
He'll be like Cena. He'll be
still,
back in like 4 to 6 months. We'll all be going.
Yeah, but I'm still thinking.
Rumble.
Rumble. Yeah. Maybe.
But I'm saying he'll be clear. Yeah. He'll be clear.
Oh yeah.
He'll be cleared by October, November, and they'll just be waiting. Because it'd be dumb to waste it on Survivor Series. No offense to Survivor Series, but it's just a bunch of hokey BS anyway. It's one of those matches we go, they're gonna win. He's gonna win it. She's gonna win it. Oh, he's gonna win. It's over, but main event.
Yeah,
it's not even that it's on main event. It's main event against the Mysterios, who have been doing nothing but getting mauled by Veer Mahan for the last.
Yeah.
How long has it been since WrestleMania? 2 months plus? Yeah.
Yeah.
2-ish months. That's all they've done is get mauled by Veer Mahan. It went from this really good thing to that in about 3 seconds. I mean, like it was there. People really, just because Rhea got a concussion means she could still sit there. They could still do vignettes. They could still be there. Like that's all they've done for weeks is just talk.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like, so I don't understand that move, especially against them. I mean, it gives them a match, but I mean, no offense. Main event, that's normally where you stick guys that we don't even realize are there anymore.
Yeah. But continuing on with the whole faction thing, I forget where I saw it. But and I kind of agree with whoever posted. I forget which face I follow so much stuff.
Me too.
And I hate to say it, the Hurt Business, that could have been a gold mine. They really could have pushed that.
That could have been the greatest thing they had.
Oh yeah,
it was the best thing they had, and then they screwed it after 2 months.
Yeah, boy, let's place MVP with Omos and blah blah. No. Dude, Omos is not winning Money in the Bank. It's just for a good couple spots, and that's it. Like, do you realize Omos, like how tall he is? If he just goes like this, he's like maybe a foot or two away from actually the briefcase. Like, I think complete waste. Would have been better with the Riddle. I'm sorry. I know they're trying to push the big guy, and Vince McMahon got a hard on
big guys.
Oh yeah, but dude, complete waste of time.
But
I'm calling it right now. After Money in the Bank, Omos one is not going to win. There's going to be some crazy spot, and I guarantee Omos downhill from there.
I mean, we'll see. It depends on
Unless they just keep throwing mid-carders.
The old man allegedly isn't in charge of CEO anymore, and all he has is the show. So
and apparently he can't go down the ring steps with Grace either.
No, he couldn't go out. He couldn't get out of the ring, and then he jumped down the steps and meme central. Like,
oh my!
At least God, we got. But anyway, before we get to the memes, get out of your thing. I did love, some of them seeing him jumping into pools, and the one is the Joker. Like him jumping up, and his one leg was landing on Roman's knee as Roman was flinching. Like
I don't know if you saw the one with the lady with her legs up, and that was good too.
But
that was probably my favorite.
But Hurt Business, like they had, it's the best thing that they had going, and then it wasn't that they broke it up. It's like they literally broke it up because Shelton and them got involved. He said he didn't need anybody. And they followed it up by him telling them that it was over. And then he followed it up immediately by walking 12 feet down the hallway into the locker room and putting a hit out on Drew McIntyre. So, I mean, they made sure that they killed everything. I don't need nobody raw. Anyone that takes out Drew McIntyre.
That was like the dead horse has been sitting for 3 days and you're still beating the crap out of it to make sure it's dead.
Like they literally went for like this big thing to, I don't need anybody, to literally in the same breath, he put out a hit on Drew McIntyre to everyone in the locker room.
Yeah.
Like that was, they had such a good thing. Like it was over everyone liked it. Gave everyone, it gave Shelton. Look, what the hell has Shelton and Cedric done since they broke it up? Nothing. Now you have MVP on Omos because Omos can't talk to save his damn life. It's all he's good for. And
Yeah.
you get like this, he's not going to win. Like we just gave the big guy the spot. Like, isn't Seth, like Seth could have screwed Riddle, been the one, and they could have carried it on right from there without doing any of that stuff. Bada boom. Or Riddle could have beat him, and then Seth could have attacked him because he was the second guy to qualify. Seth could have attacked him, and they could have carried on without putting Sasquatch in the match just for the sake of having Sasquatch in the match. Shout out to Alexa Bliss, even though she was wrong, though. Said it was a guy with a certain chin. No, actually, that guy had no chin that won Carmella the Money in the Bank. Remember, he was the chinless wonder. He didn't have a chin. But otherwise, Alexa, thank you for saving that whole segment because it sucked. But carrying on, that opening segment was god awful.
But quick things that you mentioned, Mr. freaking Rollins. So we're here on Raw. It's going to be some crazy thing after he wins the Money in Bank, which I'm betting on it. Hear me out. Rollins wins Money in the Bank. We got Brock and Reigns, because I'm going to talk about it, at SummerSlam.
Again.
What if? And again, Mr. Rollins said, you're not going to see it coming. It's going to be something crazy and out of nowhere.
We're all going to see it coming.
What if the referee gets to the count of 5, maybe 6, and Rollins decides to cash in? Ref finishes the count. Rollins wins. No one looks weak. Craziest finish ever. You're welcome. That is my prediction.
Yeah, but
and you know what? I swear to God, just like Matt Cardona winning the IC title, I should bet money.
But you can't. The title can't change hands by count out.
But that's the thing. It's the last man standing.
Oh yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
I forgot about. See, I don't pay attention to what they're doing. It's just
I'm telling you, that's the crazy thing.
Flash.
I'm telling you, that's the crazy thing. And if that happens, you know what, Vince McMahon, I'm going to give you some credit of craziness. Continuity.
It wasn't his idea. Wasn't his Matt. Like an idea that good is not coming from.
I'm just saying. They said. Rollins is like, it's going to be crazy and you're not going to see it coming. I'm telling you, that is the craziest thing I can think of Rollins doing. And just a repeat of Rollins taking the title from Roman. You don't have to worry about Lesnar winning it and finding someone reputable. You don't have to worry about Reigns looking weak, really. And then you set up Seth Rollins and Cody Rhodes for WrestleMania. Rollins keeps the title. Rhodes, here we go. Cody Rhodes comes in at number 1, wins the Royal Rumble. I'm telling you, surefire fans would love it. Rhodes wins the Royal Rumble in some crazy fashion. We get Rhodes and Rollins at WrestleMania. We get Rock and Roman at WrestleMania with no title involved. There you go.
Yeah, but see, you know what's good? What's bad about that idea? It's so good, though. It makes so much sense. It'll piss off so few people that it's never going to happen.
I'm just saying. Well, at least you found the clicker.
I mean, Jesus, for the love of God, Vince McMahon came out on Monday Night Raw just because.
John Cena. Yeah, we knew that like 2 weeks ago.
To tell us something they've been advertising for weeks. John Cena next week. Like, and then he almost tripped over the rope, and then he jumped down the stairs, and I was waiting for both quads to blow out.
Yeah. Again.
Needed the barrier to catch himself. I mean, like, yeah, that's a great idea. It's just.
Yeah, because I saw the video of him like almost like, face planting, and then I watched it on Hulu, and they completely cut back to the commentary after the fact that Vince McMahon took that one step. They're like, yep, nope, not showing that.
The camera people were like, stand down, but there's someone in the headset going like, get off him, get off him, get off of him.
But speaking of Reigns, I don't know if you've seen a couple of the memes out there, but you know how they're censoring certain pictures like Natty and her sister in skimpy outfits, and it has the the bloodline where you should acknowledge the bloodline or your tribal chief. I think it's funny. Just a quick side note. It is kind of funny. I mean, I know everyone's getting sick and tired of it, but I found it entertaining.
I have a quick sidebar. I mean, when we get to the point where the Jericho appreciation people are going, what? Appreciate, AEW, whatever the hell they call it, Galaxy, appreciate us. Well, like when we get to that point in that city, like one, that's, there you go. But two, how come every single place that they are ever at when Roman actually shows up to work gets his city name and then acknowledge me, right? Every single place. I know it's really hard to think about how to pronounce it. It's called Wilkes-Barre, Pennsylvania. How the hell come Philly gets one? Pittsburgh gets one. He's in Wilkes-Barre and he gives us a Commonwealth of Pennsylvania. Acknowledge me. What? Every other city in the United States and abroad is good. Like in the Saudis are good enough for an acknowledge me with wherever the hell you are. But Wilkes-Barre, Pennsylvania, the only place I've ever seen wrestling. I've said it before on the show, so I'm sorry for beating a dead horse to death. But you know what? They get a Commonwealth. What? It's Wilkes-Barre. You can ask Wilkes-Barre, Pennsylvania to acknowledge you, not a Commonwealth of Pennsylvania. You know how many more words and syllables it is to get through Commonwealth of Pennsylvania? Wilkes-Barre.
Quick thing. Hate to say it, Vince McMahon. Here's an idea. You get to choose your city on the front of your shirt. On the back. Acknowledge me with the Roman Reigns symbol. You're welcome.
Like they did with Brock.
Yeah, Suplex City. Like, there you go. I'd buy one.
I'm here to make you money.
Not that I have 3 Roman Reigns shirts, which I wish I would have bought the Wreck Everyone Leave one.
Customize
not on the shopping. Yeah.
Customize, like just put it on there. Name your city.
WWE, not the plug WWE shop, but you can still customize shirts with different colors.
And click the shirt. City name. City. State. Acknowledge me. What? Done. Like, and you lazy, I already clicked, like, you lazy bastards. Like, you just did it in places where Brock was that week.
Yeah.
Think if you did it for everywhere where people could customize it. Gold mine that you could pay to women for having sex with them.
Yeah. Give them $100,000 raise. Yeah, whatever. We'll get into that then. That's a different woo. But since we're still in the subject of Reigns, honestly, Reigns and Riddle, that SmackDown match was good. I don't care what you say. Reigns made Riddle look like a contender. Just the whole match. If I had to point it, I know you already recapped SmackDown and a couple other things.
But Riddle held his own.
That match was to me completely amazing. Like nothing I could complain about.
That was the best floating bro.
Yeah.
That like he ever gave. I mean, Roman was right there to take it perfectly, but I mean, Riddle had to jump off of that rope backwards, off the apron.
And that's the thing. Riddle's got the crowd in the palm of his hands now. Like
who did 90% of his matches with Randy?
Yeah.
Like, who was in the ring most of the time, just getting mauled? Riddle, and he was the one making all the comebacks. Randy would come in, RKO, and power slam, RKO. See you later.
But seriously, it's time. It's time for Riddle to have a title. Being able to bring the crowd with you on that journey. He's ready. That's just me looking at the aspect of when I was watching Young Rock and actually taking in some of the mental stuff that you can do with the crowd to bring them in and get them to cheer for you, because that's what it's about. It's about getting the crowd behind you and telling that story.
Not to Vince.
Well, different times. You know, you got the late
it doesn't matter.
90s and you've got now. Like
it doesn't matter what Riddle.
Oh boy.
See, like that. See, I could be like Stone Cold. I just have too much hair. Remember all those times.
Definitely a good match. I thought it was
Riddle stepped his game up like a lot.
Yeah.
Lately.
Like he's becoming.
He can even talk from a serious. Like he proved he could talk even from. It's not just a bunch of bro. He throws a bro in there every once in a while, but
or like Hey, Randy.
By the
this
way,
is like
WWE shop. Why don't we
I
have
like
one?
the
Of,
shirt.
why don't we have Riddle's like his RK Bro hat? Why is he the only one that has one? It's not available on shop. I'm just curious. But I even looked. I was going to give you money.
Maybe.
It's not there.
Hold on. Maybe because again, WWE in the past has worked with New Era, and I've seen at Lids they've had WWE hats that are exclusive to Lids, so that could be a possibility. There's still a Rusev Day hat at Park City Mall. There's your plug, by the way.
Hey, they got it.
Lids.
But Rusev they deserve. But I'm sorry, but it should be like put it on the shop.
Yeah.
And by the way, while we're talking about buying things, WWE shop's gonna be pissed.
Uh-oh.
But I did get that Alexa Bliss pop, by the way, that they're selling for 30% off at $12.99. I got number 107. I believe.
Is that the WrestleMania one that I have, or is that
No,
the one with the doll?
It's the one with the black
There's
around
three.
her. It's the one I got the 104 with her with the doll. I got 107 with her with the black around her eyes, but no doll. And I haven't found the WrestleMania one yet. Regardless, I found the one with the
Yeah,
black
the
around her eyes
WrestleMania one is the one I have.
and no doll. And I looked, it cost $12.99 on sale on shop. I got it for the first time there's ever Funko Pops for WWE at Walmart. And this mother, you think it's big of a town there. But anyway, I got that pop and the case.
Nice. Oh yeah, I saw that. Yeah.
For $14.
Hey.
The Funko Pop costs $6. Don't tell the machine. Is there 30% off? Look, you can you go to games I went to Walmart and they finally had one. Have it for like over 50%? What over 50% off?
But speaking
and they
of
had
Funko
and
Pops,
they had Rock and Cena. I just
Yeah.
I can't justify $25 and
No,
there's nowhere to save
I can't.
it.
Some things I can't justify unless there's a Funko Pop protector that I can find on Amazon.
Yeah, but
Which,
anyway,
by the way, I found the 2-packs and the trio pack protectors. But since we're on the subject of Funko Pops, by the way, which I swear I'm going this weekend. I'm not kidding. I was supposed to go last weekend. Our subject of last week's episode, Mr. Heyman. There is a Mr. Heyman with the ECW cap.
Yeah.
Available September 1st, GameStop. There's your plug. I'm pre-ordering it, and your beautiful self there. I will be getting you a Mr. Heyman, because I know how your GameStops are down there. I mean, I know my GameStops up here. Red from GameStop in Fruitville Pike. There's your plug, Mr. Red. He calls me all the time saying, "Hey, by the way, here's a pre-order for WWE." I actually have somebody calling me and letting me know.
I look in there so much. I get to go behind the counter at least. Just go. Okay. There's other customers in line. Just make my little stack. Just leave it there.
Like red from GameStop and Fruitville Pike. He'll pull 3 and he'll line them up and go, "These are the best ones I found." This guy, I swear. So before they started releasing the Star Wars theme ones with the different scenes and stuff, this guy took a crap ton of Funko Pops, took them out of the box. I know it's a cardinal sin. He actually made his own scenes from Star Wars with the individual Funko Pops.
Yeah, but
then they started releasing the scene ones, and he's just like, you know what? I swear to God. But I mean, some of the stuff he's created with
his last name White? Because if so, Mr. White, that isn't right. Wish there was an industrial fan next door. Wish I liked this wall less. So I just throw a bunch of But yeah, I got my guy. He's good. And he just come look. Okay.
GameStop people care. Seriously.
How many times they've gone to the back and printed off lists of Funko Pops for me? Hold on, I'll be back. Here's all that I highlighted, all the WWE ones. Anything else you want while you're here? No, I'm good, bro. Why? Because I could always find all the non-WWE ones as much as I want. It's the WWE ones that I never find. The one by Target's good. The one over by Yop Road Walmart. I've never went to the GameStop by the other Walmart because I stay away from the other Walmart because it makes me want to.
Yeah.
But yes, everyone, in case you're wondering, I know I don't have as bad as you. I think I'm going to upgrade the office. I think I'm going to, yeah. So I could have something behind me with all 12 of them because I have 4 more spots on my mantle and then I'm out at 16. I have a
Kind of
problem.
like
Yeah, like that back there. Except it'll be a
these. Oh, hold on. Wait, hold on. There we
don't
go.
worry. Don't worry.
Here's some of the wrestling stuff here, and then over here, damn it, but God,
Yeah.
I can't get it right. By the
Don't worry.
TV stand.
Don't worry, it gets me too still.
Does this thing have zoom? Can I zoom in on this? Because if you look right
and then
here,
down here,
if
I have
nice.
this.
If you look over here, number 96 of 250 is your tribal chief from WrestleMania 38. And I actually have a small part of the canvas to my collection. And then I come to find out that they released a deluxe plaque for $150, which is actually personally signed by your tribal chief Roman Reigns. And this thing right here had already shipped. I'm like, thanks.
Hey, Justin, remember when we did our one show with Dan around Halloween and you showed up with your mask and then I showed up with my Fiend mask, I got it for like $15. Like, go yourself. I paid full price 3 days before that. So you could take your I missed by 10 seconds and shove it directly up your not so fat ass. This is why he is not so fat Miller anymore, and I still get yelled at for it. I don't care.
See, this is the reason why I have not bought anything on WWE Shop at full price. At all.
I just figured they were all going to be gone. This is like, what? Nope, that's not going to last because it's Vince, and now he really needs.
Now the only thing I paid full price on Shop for was the Fiend Funko Pop, just for the fact that it was the Fiend Funko Pop. And that was a Christmas
one.
Yeah, that was the only thing I paid full price on.
I want a Christmas one. I've never.
And one of these days, I swear to God, I'm going to get the Iron Sheik.
Oh, can I get to them? Wait, you keep going. What? Carry on with your list. I know I have one saved here. The Iron Sheik. So, I have the absolutely privilege to tell everyone reading this to go fuck yourself. The absolutely privilege. Not the absolute. No, he has the absolutely privilege to tell everyone on this list, or Bill Cosby, I break your fucking neck. Like, there's just what I save them. They make me smile. Call me whatever the hell you want. The Iron Sheik speaking. Just, you know what else makes me smile? Cassie Lee. However, the hell Sean Spears has her
and what's her name?
When the hell did she suddenly get like?
Did you see the last post she had?
Where the hell was that one? Like, I just they went out of the way, I guess, to make us just hate her. Like, you never even noticed. Like, suddenly she got canned. Like 3 days later, you're going,
hell?
Where the fuck have you been all my life? Well, you would come on and I would just walk away because I couldn't take the squeak of the pose, and like it was just But in case anyone's curious too, if you need to get us anything, WWE Funko Pops. I appreciate all of them. And Target, do better. Do better. Anyway, I'm sure you have a better list than that. After the wheels fell off the bus, I still don't get her.
Speaking since
she's making more money just in bikinis than Sean Spears is going to make his whole entire life.
But speaking of money and divas, do you happen to find a copy of the Bra and Panties match with Miss Scarlett? That was entertaining.
I saw what I could. I mean, I saw, I'll say 4 or 5 minutes of it. I was in the middle of doing all kinds of stuff. I was like, fine, what? This has to be ridiculous. And I saw.
I'm sorry, like Scarlett Bordeaux is the biggest loss Vince McMahon could ever have. Even Killer Cross, I'll even go with that. You know, they could have. They really
I know you
could have
can't
done
see it with the
something.
glare. I'd move the camera, but then it'll just piss me off because it won't help anything.
Yeah,
God bless how that one walked out the door. I physically cannot, like,
yeah,
I mean, I'm sorry. It was kind of like everyone talking about, what they're doing with our friend Champa right now. All you
yeah.
had to do was nothing. That's all you had to do was literally nothing, and you still found a way to fuck it up. Just let him just go. Just
Yeah.
don't do anything. And look what you would have had. You would have had, but lots of it. Lots and lots and lots and lots and lots of it. Lots of it. It just keeps going. It's raining down. You could have had that. But no, you had to go and kill it because you can't just let Vince McMahon does not, or Vince tried to hit on her and she was like, he'll kill you. Like, good, you're fired.
But as of 5 minutes before we started this episode, I came across the article. Mr. Paul Levesque, quote unquote, at the Performance Center, I'm back. What does that mean?
Well, did you see the meme that they made? Like, well, now that I'm running the company, what do you want? You know damn well what I want. And a picture of the old black and gold set.
Yeah.
What? You know damn well what I want.
So,
and I have a $2 hooker for a wife.
Hopefully there's better product along the way. And if you didn't catch
These
the
are delicious,
meme,
by the way.
if you did not catch the Star Wars meme, and I don't know if I had posted it or not.
I didn't see any Star Wars.
It was Triple H in the spot of Anakin Skywalker before he became Darth Vader, and then there's all the little Padawans, and it had all the NXT 2.0s and the little NXT 2.0 logo.
He's getting ready to kill everybody.
Or execute Order 66.
Oh,
There's your plug, George Lucas. You're welcome.
I don't want anyone to die, but the meme machine has been good the last week.
It has been.
I got Vince jumping off of things. I got, you know damn well what I want. I got stuff happening in the racing world. I got split. I got too many damn shows that I keep, but I did not see Execute Order 66.
Yeah, that was. I wish I would have shared that. I was like, yeah, it's not really. And then,
hey, I
kept scrolling like,
hey, wrestling nerds. We're all nerds. What? Execute Order 60s. What? That goes right in line with you. You know damn well what I want.
Exactly.
But please, God. By the way, you can tell how much it sucks because we already had Escobar turn on Tony D. So, hey, but you know where they stole it from? Wardlow in the ring tossing it to Punk. I mean, I'm sorry. They just built it better in AEW. I never thought I'd say that. AEW built something better than someone.
Oh, God.
They did it once. Okay, Christian and Jungle Boy. We saw that coming. Like, they built that on for.
And quick, speaking of AEW, I have to say, and for all the haters out there, Jericho really cracked down and got himself into shape.
Yeah, it did.
I think he
had
realized,
that health scare overseas.
Yeah,
Fozzy tour,
and everyone's like, "Oh, he got surgery." No, dude, that's hard work
diet.
right there.
That's like Michael Cole. See, Michael Cole, he lost a bunch of weight too. Shout out Michael Cole. Never thought I'd say that. Just don't go back in the coal mine, because I will personally get arrested for hopping a barrier to beat the shit out of you. If you please don't pull that box back out.
Yeah.
Even though Pat McAfee, I'd love to see him beat the living bejesus out of you. Good on both of them.
Quick thought. What do we think? Speaking of Mr. McAfee, I think it's pretty much a shoe-in. Happy Corbin and McAfee. I think it'll be a good match.
Oh, it's going to be a great match. It's just.
Oh yeah. I think it's going to be one of the. I think it's going to be one of the better matches.
Yeah. How bad is SmackDown? Well, Pat McAfee has a match at SummerSlam, like, because there's no one else. There's no one else for Corbin to face. No.
No.
We got to pull Pat off the announce table again.
But do we do we turn Corbin back to the lone wolf at that point?
I've said it repeatedly. I know you don't listen to me because you have this thing called 25 cars to wash and kids and parents and all that stuff that's right there in the local area. And Planet Fitness in Millersville, PA, however the hell that worked out.
Or do we have
that's all they got.
McAfee, or do we have Pat McAfee win and that's the last straw? Then we get the lone wolf. That's what I'm thinking.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. Pat beats the living bejesus out and we don't see him for a little bit. And then, give him a couple months. He shows up and just, even if it turns out he lays out Pat months later and it leads to Mania again, he gets him then. I mean, like, I wouldn't even care about that.
Yeah.
Pat put on good matches. Pat can talk.
Oh, yeah.
Like, he's a freak of nature. How many people do you see that are on the active roster just do a springboard from like the mat to the top rope and do a superplex immediately, perfectly, like, completely safe? Like
he's been doing it for years.
Yeah, like so I like that would be perfect. He does, he loses, he switches back, he shows back up, he mauls him, we go to Mania. At least Corbin gets a match. McAfee gets on to entertain us for, because we know they're going to do 2 nights. So they have to have a match somewhere. And, Corbin can still be Corbin for a couple months after he gets, mauled at SummerSlam.
Yeah.
Take a few months off. He loves horror movies. It's the best time for you to take off. Watch all your horror movies with your kids, do Halloween.
Yeah.
Be back to the lone wolf. I'm sorry. It's nothing against him. He is done. Happy Corbin.
He's that company guy.
As he could.
He's right there with Miz.
He's done it as good as he could.
Yeah. Yep.
Except he actually puts on matches where I like Corbin's matches better than Miz's, but I'm sorry. There's only so many times he can grab his wife's purse or something. It's just the same thing.
Yeah.
Corbin, it's at least something.
But I'm not gonna lie. That dress that Maurice was in, mentioning Mrs.
Never mind. I did.
I was all about the dress, not Mrs. Balls, but at least about that dress.
It's not going to be a thing. It's already a thing. But please stop talking. Like, please, what I love y'all, but like, if I'm going to watch this live and get Hannah to watch it, can we stop talking about what she already doesn't like it when he's on screen?
But then that means he's doing his job though.
No, it's like she's full. I didn't like his ass when he was on The Real World. He hurt my head. I don't want to see him turning it up to 1 million now. What, he was a dick then, he's a dick now. He will always be a dick. Now he's just a well-paid dick. Her words, not mine. So what? I didn't like him 10, 15, 20 years, whatever the hell it was. Like, I didn't like him then. I don't want to see him now. I don't care how good he is. He's just a pompous ass, and I don't want to deal with it. It's like, well, congratulations. Neither did anyone on the cast of The Real World with him. Until he pulled out the Miz character, then suddenly everyone got along with him. It's amazing. Yeah. He turns his dick up, his dickishness up to 11. Thank God I saved that one. See? Hey, boy. You still got it, boys and girls. But yeah, like, he's one of those guys. I like Corbin's matches better again because they're more physical.
Well, yeah,
he's a more, so I just like those, more like you look at and you go, damn, that actually sucked. Unlike the Miz, which is just, no offense to him. There's a reason he's never been hurt. Granted, that's because he's off making a new Marine movie every 5 minutes that no one even knows that they're making anymore because they're up to like 7,000. But they're dancing with this, like anything else. I like Corbin's match style better for violence.
I hate to say it. I do watch Miz and Mrs. You know what he did?
It's way too late at night.
Yeah, but the thing is, he put his all into Dancing with the Stars, and he actually was a lot better than some of the other celebrities. And
everyone hates him.
I honestly think he could have went further, but again, it's all about that popularity crap.
It's all about what he goes out of his way to make people not like him. Then he's on Dancing with the Stars. Please, like.
No, like, a lot of people thought like he should have went further. Like,
he probably should have. He's very charismatic.
He was really good what he's at. But again, it's all the last couple weeks come down to popularity. Yeah,
it comes down to dumb.
Yeah,
dumb.
Pretty much.
That's all it could be.
But
I like his
let's
stuff. I just think,
yeah.
and again, I have watched Miz and Mrs. some episodes before just because they came on, and that was back in my like I was crippled days. I was waiting to take my blood thinners, like I don't want to get up and change channel. Then I have to get off the couch. I had to get in the wheelchair and roll across the room. It was this whole goddamn thing, and like, and it is entertaining. Like I still just think of his dad though, just and it just makes me laugh and hurts my head because I don't know what the hell is wrong with
Yeah.
that haircut and all that. But he is entertaining. I just hate Miz TV. That's really my biggest problem because
Yeah.
it's literally
Agreed.
been the same thing for like ever. Like
So-
what's going to happen
Oh yeah.
every time. Like do something with Miz TV.
So-
See whatever must see. We know what's going to happen. Show in WWE.
So speaking of repetitive, there is one NXT superstar that doesn't want to be repetitive, and that is Mr. Solo Sikoa. Saw a quick quote before we started. I don't want to be referred to as their bro or their cousin. I want people to recognize me for me. I honestly think they're not doing enough with Solo Sikoa. They have a lot of potential to push him in a good direction. And I don't, as much as like everyone's like, oh, you should join the bloodline. I honestly think Solo Sikoa can really establish himself as an individual. And I don't think they're doing enough in NXT for him to push him. I see Solo Sikoa after Braun Breaker eventually goes to the main roster. I see him as a contender, but who do you think we pair Sikoa with to get him to that spot? Who does Braun Breaker drop the title to be that person, to be that guy to bring Sikoa to his full potential in NXT?
I mean, they brought Apollo down there for a reason. By the way, shout out to them for finally actually doing some character building, which you didn't do the first time. He was there for 2.5 months and he was just gone. See you later up to the main roster. So good on them for doing. It feels very mixture of like Batman with like Robert Downey Jr.'s Sherlock Holmes. Yeah.
Or do we see
Grimes?
Sikoa first? Do we see
Escobar?
the North American title first before the main title? Or
Escobar. I don't like Waller, but I think he could put on a good match with Waller. Just conflicting stuff, He could fit his strong suits of striking into stuff when he's flying around like an idiot.
Do we see a go to the North American title?
Yeah,
and
that should be first.
Okay, that's what I'm thinking too. I know I'm kind of jumping the gun here, but I honestly think I have full faith in Sikoa. I just don't have
faith in, I don't have faith in who's running it. He has a presence. He can talk.
Yeah.
He can wrestle.
Yes.
Does he need to improve? Yes, obviously. Everyone does at that stage of their life.
I mean, he's still green.
But he can talk. He has a presence.
Yeah.
I want to be my own. It's kind of like Naomi doing her own thing. And everyone's going, like, when's she going to join the bloodline? When's she going to join the bloodline? When's she going to? Doesn't matter what the hell he does.
Yeah.
He's screwed.
They're going to refer.
He's screwed no matter what. Notice it's amazing how weeks and weeks of chance vanished. But I'm sure there's people saying, no, and they're going, no, so chance, no, nothing. What? You got a chant, Solo. Not allowed to do any of that. I'm sure they aren't. He deserves better, but he's just going to be like, I mean, he's never going to be like, he's just screwed. They built up the only thing they've built was the bloodline for, hell, they're almost to a year now. Like the only thing they built in 2 years was the bloodline. Everything else is just kind of gone by the wayside. And he's now screwed by that, just by guilty by
association, relation. But speaking of the family ties, I really appreciate
not the show, so no one have a stroke. Not the show.
Yeah, but
that show will actually.
It was really nice of Mr. Johnson to provide Tamina and her 2 children. I did not know Tamina was a single mother.
I did.
Good on her. To provide a home for his for a family member. That's awesome. Like, not saying Rock doesn't have anything better else to do but throw money around, but that speaks volumes. You know, I think
everyone
Dwayne
in his
gets.
family.
I think Dwayne gets so much hate sometimes by
he
certain.
could buy every single swinging dick in the company a new house, and he'd still have millions.
Yeah, but good for him. It's great. When it comes to children being involved and having a sturdy foundation in the home, that's great.
I just can't believe that Tamina's been with the company for like 200 years, and she didn't at this point.
Yeah.
I'm not picking on her at all. Again, life has gone on the last couple of years in her life, and things happen.
At first, it started out as a rumor and a meme, and it actually happened.
Take care of family.
Whoever started that meme, well, shame on you. But that's great. Taking care of family, and I know we talk about it all the time. Family means a lot here. To all of us.
Oh, I'm sorry, but you say family, and I'm just thinking of Vin Diesel memes for that whole entire last year.
Oh God.
They were good. I'm sorry. There were
they were. Okay.
You were sharing them. Just who the hell do you think I was sharing them from?
Guilty as charged.
Guilty as charged. Shout out to Dewey Cox. Guilty.
Speaking of charge, well, we might as well roll into the big elephant in the room since we already mentioned it earlier.
I have nothing to mention about the elephant until everything comes out more.
5 law firms. Here's your plug, all the law firms. Scott & Scott, Rosen Law Firm, Shaw Law Firm, Broker, Eggle and Squire, and Labatten Sutro. If I butchered that, I'm sorry, but at least you got your plug.
Labatt Blue.
Do we see McMahon eventually fading off here, or do we see some kind of $1 million cover up and the old man still sticking around?
Dude. He stepped down as CEO, and then suddenly we see him on TV every show.
And then we see Stephanie McMahon back in the picture, even though she was supposedly one of the ones that was.
It's amazing.
Knew about stuff.
They talk trash about her because she stepped down to take family time, which is amazing after he was up and functioning again. Then you took family time. Not when he was nearly dead. You took family time after Paul was up and ready to go back to work. But because, she cost GCW a TV contract. So she was already under investigation. Now she's the one. You can't make it up.
Oh, and don't forget, now we have Bruce Pritchard taking over for Johnny Ace. I mean, there's so many. Everyone's being shuffled. And then we got Paul back at the PC. And
then you see the memes for some reason Bruce Pritchard taking over for Johnny Ace in talent relations doesn't sound like a decision that would be made if Stephanie McMahon was actually running the company. Put Bruce back in there. Why? He hated it last time he did it. He got fired the last time he did it. You just stick him in there. Why? It worked out so well last time that that worked
out. Maybe Bruce will quit, and then it frees up some more money that they can make in their quarterly revenue. Yeah,
How about you just we just it's that sentence fragment right there. That sounds like listening to a presidential speech. Yeah. Or Vince McMahon tell us that John Cena's coming next week.
No shit.
We know.
We didn't see that coming. You're welcome.
You've been mentioning it for weeks. NXT has told us for weeks. SmackDown's told us for weeks. Social media has told us for weeks.
Twitter, I was gonna say Twitter, Instagram, Facebook. Maybe McMahon lost the memo. Maybe just out of his brain. Maybe he has early signs of Alzheimer's. I don't know. I feel bad for him at times. It's he's goofy, and it's like I don't. Is he being goofy because he's goofy, or does he actually have some older person issues?
He doesn't have any issues. He's just a miserable ass.
Yeah.
You heard it here first. Vince is Vince, and no amount of lawsuits are going to change Vince. He does have the best lawyer in the game, except for Johnny Cochran, who I'm pretty sure is actually dead. So he has the best lawyer in the game. Even though if you watch and look up everything, I have no idea why they charged him in the Eastern
If
District. of New
Chewbacca
York.
lives on Endor, you must acquit. For your South Park fans, watch the episode of Chef Aid on South Park, and you'll understand. There's
There
your
you go.
plug, Matt and Trey. You're welcome.
That's how much love I have for them right there. And it's Vince.
Yeah.
It's Vince. And guess what? He's too old for them to do anything, regardless. It was his own money. I hear rumors that it was Rosa Mendez. I mean, she was out trying to have a
Yeah, I
wardrobe
heard
malfunction
that.
to get notoriety.
Well,
so
then I heard the whole thing
Vince,
with Nia
like,
Jax and blah blah
please
blah.
God, please God. Brr. No offense,
Yeah.
no. You should have been fired.
But
if you weren't related to a certain someone that just bought a certain someone a house, your ass would have been fired.
yeah, but
Way sooner than you were.
Shifting back to the women wrestling aspect of things, I don't care what you say. Jordan Grace has some pretty nice posts, like for how she's built and how she perceives herself. She's like true to the wrestling business, true to herself. And honestly, I find her attractive in her own way. She's not the crazy, like muscular built. She's well proportioned, I would say. I mean, she's come a long way.
Yeah,
like watching her weight or watching her journey into her transformation.
That's why you're saying what you're saying.
Yeah.
She scares the bejesus out of me.
I wouldn't mess with her. I ain't gonna lie. But she's another one of those.
She's just too stacked. She's too stacked. I appreciate the journey. Don't get me wrong. I'm not picking on her. I'm not picking on people that do all that stuff. She's just, it's just too much muscle. Like you have more muscle than half the male roster on either show. Hell, one for Powerhouse Hobbs and Keith Lee.
Yeah, boy.
You'd be bigger than AEW's whole entire roster by a mile. Never mind anything Booker T said.
But honestly, I think Jordan Grace fits anywhere in any company. Like she'd
never make it in the machine.
Probably not. But I mean, she's what Impact. She's what Impact Women's Champion.
I have no idea.
I think so. I think that was the last thing I saw.
Once I heard William Corgan was talking about, wanting to buy the company and their thing, and he said, "Well, not Billy Corgan, I'm William Corgan." I was like, so Billy Corgan's lost his mind too. Okay, what next? And how about AJ Styles gets asked to do a thing for Slammiversary?
I'm sure there's some kind of crack deal with that. Somebody's
but Joe did.
Oh yeah, true. Yeah, but that's kind of you make a good point. It's kind of weird because Impact and AEW work.
Because Joe was right there that whole time with AJ. In fact, I think he stuck around.
Kind of weird.
I think he stuck around longer than AJ.
You think that could have been a money thing?
I don't know.
I think that's me personally. I think AJ did it out of the kind of his heart.
Oh yeah, there was
some kind.
Yeah, there was.
Unless they worked some kind of deal with Vince. Yeah.
AJ was, but AJ at the same time, he was TNA. So was Joe.
Yeah.
It's like Bully Ray. Bully Ray was there. Shout out Bully. But Bubba was there and he built that whole Bully Ray character there, aces and eights. He was right there with AJ and Ricks. And
maybe there's some kind of deal WWE worked out with Impact, kind of like they did with the Flair and Christian thing. But here's a crazy thought. What if, and this is a big what if of speaking of crack deals, what if, so we have Judgment Day. What if they get a third member that's a male and we see the Brood come back for one night? What do you think?
I already saw that.
Yeah, what do you think?
But look who they have to work with.
But that's the thing, who would you place in as a third member? I mean, I know Gangrel isn't moving like he used to. That's just
Gangrel could drop a DDT better than half the roster.
Yeah, but I'm saying who do you
his leg doesn't his leg bending in the wrong direction.
If you could put a match together with the Brood versus Judgment Day, who would be that third member of Judgment Day that you think would fit for the match? Just one match, not a series, just one match, one night.
Dominic Mysterio. Get right through my main event anyways. What difference does it make? Vince already has lost so much faith.
Ciampa? I'm thinking Ciampa.
They've already ruined
That'd
it.
be a good 3-on-3.
Yeah, but they already screwed that.
I know. But
I'm
what,
going,
just for
I'm going
thoughts,
off. I know. I'm going off realistically with who they're building right now. Raw roster
making you think, aren't I? That's
or
scary.
NXT.
It could be anybody on the WWE side. Doesn't matter. Just who do you think would fit?
Yeah, but you'd know they wouldn't pull some.
Jesse, it's for thought's sake. Just think of something.
I know. I'm trying to find something that actually makes sense for thought's sake.
Stop thinking about the
Unlike
machine. Just think about.
No, I'm thinking of the whole damn roster.
Okay.
Like the hapless idiots on Twitter that like to tell me they're doing live shows. That's why they can't do it live. Facepalm. I'll do it to myself. But on the roster, I mean,
if not Ciampa. I know that sets sail already. I think at a wrestling aspect, Ciampa would be
yeah, he'd make a good match. It would be the best for them just because of that.
Yeah.
But now the people that we were throwing out there to be, in there, they screwed that the whole thing. They already screwed it so bad they're on main event. We're not even seeing them on Raw anymore, but their fault.
Well, again, Rhea Ripley has a concussion, so that kind of.
And the two of them can't be on there. Like that's a bad sign.
Yeah.
When Vince gets a segment and they don't, tell us that John Cena's coming. We're in deep water. Kevin could, again, it wouldn't make sense, but he would put on a good match. Lone Wolf Corbin. Lone Wolf Corbin comes back.
True.
And get mauled and then be Lone Wolf and bang. Like him just being there just to maul people makes sense. Yeah. He looks good in a suit. And we give him something to do. Instead of just walking around pissing us off for the right reasons, not because it's a terrible character. No matter how much work he does, it's still a terrible character. He does it well. But it sucks. That's not his fault. He's doing the best everything they say, ready, go. He makes good out of it.
Yeah.
This one was the dumbest thing they told him to do. And hell, the boogeyman. Let's get the boogeyman.
Still around in WWE 2K22. Still around, getting royalties because he's in a video game,
and he's coming in
2022. Yeah,
that would just be amazing. Where they pull this guy out of?
Yeah,
where the have you been?
Or even if it was Edge and Christian versus
we never get it.
And yeah,
I'm just trying to be realistic. We'll never see that
ever
again. That's not what.
But since you did mention
Tony Khan and Vince McMahon together,
okay,
that deal's going to happen sometime when
when McMahon's on life support.
Not even.
Never say never. But since you did mention Kevin
Those two
Owens,
getting together, no.
Since you did mention Kevin Owens, I have to give the Machine credit for the Ezekiel and Elias thing.
Hey,
as much as you and I and Dan, we know what's up, and the beard was borderline sort of realistic. I'm not giving complete credit. We kind of knew it was. We've seen worse.
I've seen them do way worse. That was damn near believable.
For what they did, and the best part is when Owens came back to the backstage and Zeke shows up and he starts losing his shit. It was great. Like that was out of the whole thing. Besides Owens getting hit with the guitar, that was probably the best part of it.
And I said it. That I did it. I tweeted it out when I got it. But as dumb as it is, I got to give him credit. But
yeah. And what if I don't know if you saw the meme. What if they actually have somebody come out as Elrod? I swear to God, they're going to do it.
But yeah, it is that.
That would be great.
But I appreciate the three faces of Foley on the screen at one time. Like I really
the creativity,
that they went there and they could do it and they pulled it off.
Yeah,
I give them credit with that. After
Because
that,
I hear Elrod. Elrod, I guess, would be another face of Elias, or there was even a crazy theory of Sandow coming back. That would be great.
like the stunt double is back. Nothing stand behind Miz. But
I don't care. I don't care what anyone says. That whole Mizdow thing was probably his best work.
Sorry, Sandow was way more over than Miz.
Yeah.
Why'd you kill that? Because he was more over than Miz. He was way more over than Miz ever could be. I liked what they did with it. He didn't seem as Elias was when he left. He didn't seem as turned up. But the problem is, we all saw it coming. So when you looked at the beard, you're going, looks good, but like if it's we're all like for the casual watcher that just flipped it on accident, they're going, the hell is going on here? But they look like they have and there's all of us going, what? Oh no. We're waiting for some split personality, stupid, but they did a good job with it. I mean,
I was impressed. If
I was a casual watcher,
if I was a casual watcher, I'd agree. I would be more impressed.
Well, like Vince Russo. What if I was just a casual watcher? But I would find this entertaining. Yeah, I hate to quote Vince Russo, but you're right.
Yeah.
And my phone vibrated when I said that. What? There's a sign. What? Jesse, stop. Damn you, Vince Russo. I'd love to have him on the show, though.
Yeah.
I know what his pay. I know what he would want. Like, bro, what I can't pay you, but I mean, we could talk about Riddle stealing your catchphrase and actually making it cool.
Yeah.
Bro. God bless him. But yeah, for a casual watcher, I mean, if people turned it on right then, they'd be going, I get it.
Yeah.
And then all of that's just like they got it. Like the WWE shenanigans. I mean, like it's like Hannah was going, what's going on here? Like, don't worry, what he's gonna come around the corner and there's gonna be Zeke ready to speak and kaboom, there he yay. It's just, but they did a good job with it. They really did. I mean, they played it off as good as they could. Anyone that wasn't watching back then that has no idea about Mick Foley and like Dude Love, suddenly there's Cactus, like Mankind and Dude Love, and then Cactus comes out. Like people that weren't around then don't get it. So it was like this big thing to them. And I accept that. Mick did it first and better, but they didn't do a bad job. I even tweeted, God, I hate to say it, but they did a good job.
So I'm going to end this with a crazy, wild wrestling fact. Bruno Sammartino, this gentleman here, if you thought your tribal chief has held the title for as long as he had,
no one's going to get anywhere near Bruno.
All right, let me read the fact.
9,000 years.
Holds the record for the longest world title reign in WWF, WWF, and WWE history when he held the belt for 7 years, 8 months, and 1 day. That's 2,803 days total during his first reign. That's his first reign. His second title run lasted 3 years, 4 months, and 20 days. That's 1,237 days. That is crazy.
That's insane.
So we need to acknowledge Bruno Sammartino in this episode, that he is the true longest reigning, defending WWF, WWF / WWE champion in all of history. That's pretty damn impressive.
By years.
Yeah.
Years and years and years, and then more years and more. What the do you have to say to me? What? No, calm down, Jesse. It's just one of those things. When someone's like, I'll buy the bike off you, I'm like, cool, and I'll give you the money when I get paid. I'm like, okay. And then they're like, I don't even want it anymore, and then they can't bring it back to me so I could sell it to someone. If I let you put it past me. Please put it past me. I will prove all of you wrong. I'm an angry, grumpy bastard. Who will say that God bless Bruno Sammartino, but again, Dave Hebner, before we leave, deserves his due. I mean, when they had the double, him and Earl.
Yep. Because everybody thought for the longest time that Vince McMahon paid someone to have surgery. Like, I had no idea that Earl had a twin brother.
Yeah. Which is why deep down I was going, please let it really be Elias. But have them both in the ring together as we're both going. And then we have the same response as Hulk Hogan. Why? Because we saw it coming. No one.
But what makes it interesting is it's Elias doing both characters, and Owens is just selling it
for how bad it's been though at times, like with DNA test fudged by barbecue sauce, but if suddenly we go out there and they're both in the ring and we all go, damn you, Dave Hebner.
You got it.
Even though he just died. But damn it, they did it again. Like, who would have thought? Like, hey, what? You're going to be Elias forever. And then what? Just then we're going to bring you in. Okay. When he's paying Ezekiel this whole time. Don't worry. When the time is right, we'll bring you in. And then boom, we're all going, what the? That would have caught everyone out of it. I would have turned off the TV. Nope. Damn you, but Vince can't get us twice in a month. That's right. It's not Vince, whoever's writing it. By the way, Paul Heyman, let him write it. Why is Vince still there? Like, you're under all these investigations. Go away. Let other people take care of the show.
Yeah.
For the love of holy, we went to SmackDown. The match between Riddle and Roman was great. Promo, commercial, Riddle entry, commercial, another little recap thing, commercial. Roman takes 8 minutes to enter, commercial. Like, you wasted 20 minutes on 2 entrances. For the love of Christ. Do something to make us go, hot damn, damn it. But it was good. Like, again, they did that good. I told you, we called it. Them having Escobar be the one to lose. They're like, well, that's going to last about a second. And then they had to fire 2 times, which made it even worse because now they're outnumbered, even though you can't see it on TV because heaven forbid they just do the show live. It's not like he's literally, well, we were the top of the world with 2.0. Like, well, I'll turn it back into Raw before the Attitude Era started. Why? Because they'll start telling everyone the endings, and then boom, we'll be black and gold again. We'll be on top. Like, he has to be trying because, like, you physically have to try to beat that bad. Again, Escobar, Tony D. Those will be great matches. Literally, it's been 3 weeks, and he already turned on him and threw the nuts to someone else. Like, they're like, that sucked. Let's end that now. Like, for the love of God, like, if your plan thought it was going to go better than that, you don't have Alzheimer's. You're stupid. Or you're 30 years behind the times. Because you don't have Sean and all them going, ha ha, ha ha, ha ha, in banana hammocks with windshield wipers on a thing, pissing off Sergeant Slaughter. Because you don't have them just irritating finding you every 5 seconds. Go, don't do it. Watch this.
Well, I guess Vince could take some pointers from Shawn Michaels' Oval Office speech.
I did not have sexual relations with that intern.
As a matter of fact,
you haven't seen it.
Go watch it.
Go do it. What DX stated, what that's going in the description.
Yeah,
that was the here. What? Don't do this, and this. Cool. What? Watch this. But don't say any of this. I have an idea. You're sitting there going, oh no. And then you hear the story later. You're like, because we're all watching it going, this is gold. Then you hear USA told them, please don't do it. And they're like, watch this. That makes it so much better when you know that the network was losing their mind.
Especially with the whole Stone Cold and Brian Pillman thing. Oh my God. I'm surprised I'm surprised they're still on the USA Network. Oh my gosh. That was in both the top 100 Raw moments and the top 50 oh my God moments. Like I'm surprised Peacock allowed those two things to still be on that network for the simple fact.
It was so good though.
Oh yeah.
I'm sorry.
And they had everyone believing.
That was so wrong in the best way possible. So, and shout out to Brian Pillman. I'm sorry you lost your mother. Much respect and love. Now they're both gone, but hey.
Yeah.
Parents die. I hate to say it that way. These things do happen, but at least you got to show them what you're worth and what you're doing now, which again, I think he needs to leave Griff Garrison because I think that sucks, but there's my chair telling me I suck. But sad, shout out again that, we didn't say anything yet, but as we're mentioning the gun, sorry, Methany, you're welcome, MJF, whatever you're doing right now. No way this isn't a work if we haven't heard from him this many weeks. No offense, guys. It's a work. It's a great work.
No, yeah.
But if he didn't have someone telling him, just go away, they should have had him just keep blowing up on everyone on social media until he just showed back, build it up to where they have to bring him back. I'm sorry, it's a work. He still has Twitter. No one's going to tell him suddenly he's just going negative after the Methany thing. I mean, Jesus Christ. Did you watch what he did with Pillman Jr.? And then Dark Side of the Ring and the scarf and the dress? What? He went out? What? He's not shutting up for nothing. But anyway, before we get off, thank you everyone on Good Pods. Number 6 in the top 100 indie wrestling chart. Number 12 in the top 100 wrestling chart altogether. Suck it, Trebek. And number 13 in the top 100 indie sports charts. That is the Suck it, Trebek to the trivia team. Not to Alex Trebek, because that man was a legend. And no disrespect to him. And I'll just leave that right there for the whole world. Thank you, Cassie. But it was good. Again, they just depends on how they build everything. Between everything we mentioned, between the last man standing match, which would be great, but again, it would be live winning would be great, but hell, everyone's going with Becky's on the cover on the poster, so but no, she's gonna find her way. Something stupid's gonna happen.
Yeah.
It's just one of those. So we'll see how they pull all that off. Funko Pops are great. Riddle proved himself against Roman. There's a lot of good stuff. I can't even see what that even says.
Hopefully Paul is back in charge of NXT.
Looks like I wrote Dewey GX. I don't even know what the hell that means, but I'm glad I write in English. Lawsuits, Bruce. By the way, we did I get it, but Jordan Devlin to JD McDonough, just stop. I know you want to make money off of them for the rest of your life. I fully get it. Now we know why you want more money, because you're giving millions away to every woman apparently. We get it, but I'm sorry, Alba Fire is terrible compared to it's so gimmicky, it sucks. But again, there's no I do like what they did with Gunther, what they built him properly. I
did want to mention
Vinny Vici. I'm sorry, but him in a suit talking with the stupid sunglasses, it does not look right without him on the other side of Gunther.
But good on Gunther, man. That transformation was simply amazing too.
Astronomical, scary.
Yeah.
How fast he did it. That was terrifying. How fast.
I need tips on how to get rid of the skin from him. Seriously.
I can't help you with that. See, you finally beat me. I can't do nothing, but it was fun. Again, please go on. I've been getting shadow banning issues, not with the wrestling or racing show, but I share them all out every day. And This one and the racing one go up by like 10 a platform, like every time I share it. And the wrestling one goes up like one. Yeah. So make sure you share it out. Follow along Facebook, YouTube, Rumble for the videos. I put them on Twitter too at Wrestling Ski, because heaven forbid I could just put with in there, but it's too many letters apparently. Even though it shouldn't be, because I'm allowed to have 15 letters, but what the hell do I know? But Wrestling Ski is on there. I do live as much as I can during the shows. Justin jumps in there every once in a while, kind of. But the videos go there. YouTube and Rumble, they're all there. You can follow along. If you're listening on Good Pods, again, greatly appreciate you waking up to those numbers today. Made a very garbage morning much better. So thank you for that. Keep it going. One day we will beat the angry man with the tennis racket himself. We will do it. God knows when, but I will do it on Good Pods before I die. And before he dies too, by the way, because he's not going to shut up until he. So let me go and put that. I'm not going to beat him after he's gone. We'll beat him when he's alive, but we'll do that. Facebook page again, Apple, Google Podcast, Spotify. You can rate them. Rate the show on Facebook, rate it on Good Pods, rate it everywhere, because that just puts us farther ahead. If you're listening to it on audio, go find the video.
And please give us some ideas.
Yeah, like, comment, tell us things on it. You like and comment it, it helps out immensely. Because that puts us on. People type in wrestling, we'll show up in the thing more. If you do all of that. And again, go on there, comment and tell us what you want, what you think. But actually, believe it or not, scary enough, if you write it in English, I can read it. If you write it in some foreign language, I look at it and I go, I don't even know what that is.
There is Google Translate, but.
And I'm on the computer. If I look at it and I go, what the? Because for some reason, this thing will not copy and paste. At least not stuff that then translate, which is just dumb. But that's another story for another day. I don't understand it. Thanks, Microsoft. But please, again, rate everything, like the videos, comment. Really, that's the big one. Rate and comment and tell us what you think and follow along and share. Sharing is the big one, because the more you guys do that, the easier it is, the less we have to give advertisers and all those scumbags that have enough money.
Fact.
More money. And if you want to come on again, Austin Wrestling World, you mentioned it. Come on. Anyone else? But I got Wednesdays. He's got Wednesdays. But I don't got anything else to do tonight except upload this stuff. You want to come on and talk? I will talk to anyone about anything as long as you don't start yelling. So if you start yelling, we're not going to talk. Let's just say it's not going to end pleasantly, at least for you. Because I go from talk to verbally. So, but again, follow along, comment, and sharing and commenting are the big ones. Because if you tell us what you want to hear and what you think about what we did, so then we could move along with everything and move the show towards what you want, which makes it easier for all of us. And then, next week we might be doing the live one. I don't know what. Maybe we'll do it on Rumble, because I trust their platform way more than Facebook. So if you follow us there, or go and do it now, you can see the live one, because it's at the end of the month. So please comment and tell us what you think, because that's the big one, the big crescendo of it all, which helps all of us. And then there's they're still uploading, but at least you can watch and you can comment right there while we're doing it, and we can respond to you, which would be super great.
That'd be fun.
Just don't tell me to go myself, because
unless you're the Iron Sheik.
If we can get the Iron Sheik on here to tell me to go myself, I'd retire. Justin would be sitting there. I wouldn't say anything. What? I have reached Mount Olympus. What? The Iron Sheik told me to go myself. I'm done. What? I got nothing.
There's nothing else to do.
The Iron Sheik told me to go myself. It's over. What? The only other person he tells to go themselves that much is Hulk Hogan, and his hair and his leg and his kids. Everything else, because that's never going to die, apparently. They haven't even had a match in 30 years, but here, over 30 years, but here we still are. Happy Father's Day to everyone except for that son of a bitch, Hulk Hogan. Like, okay, well, touche. He might have called him a jabroni son of a bitch, because, he did use jabroni before The Rock. You're welcome. You do get credit for that. But I'll be back on Friday. He'll be back on Wednesday because I don't think there's any. No, next week is Money in the Bank. So
Yes.
we got to do.
I will be doing 4th of July cookout, smoking some pork butt with my cousin Dustin at 4 a.m. and it's going to be a long day.
Oh, we better record something.
Yeah. I want to do
ain't
something
doing it.
Friday.
There we go, because I ain't doing it. I'm going to celebrate America on my back deck in the hammock, watching everyone else spend lots of money on fireworks while doing nothing. It's a free country, and I love me some America, and I don't want to spend any money because I don't have any. So I'll be back Friday to cover Raw 2.0 and Dynamite. God bless whatever's happened in the last hour. Hey, Shayna Baszler. Too bad she lost because she's just there to be there until her contract's over. I kind of liked her runs in NXT.
Oh, yeah.
It made sense. Granted, her, well, we all saw what they're worth now. Marina Shafir's. So, had a match tonight, actually. Don't know if it happened. I'm sure it didn't, but we'll get into that Friday. He'll be back on Wednesday.
Don't know what we're talking about. Might be a certain specific subject. Heck, maybe I'll go watch another documentary and we'll just talk about somebody. I don't know.
Yeah, but I got a whole list of stuff like the typing stopped there. This is all him. So I enjoy it. And we'll be back then. So again, like, share, comment, repeat, all videos, all platforms, all everything. Thank you on Good Pods. We will beat that bastard with his tennis racket at some point. And I'll see you on Friday. So enjoy the rest of your week. Hopefully Dynamite doesn't suck, and peace.